Hello everyone, welcome back to Sterlingshire Homestead. So it's door cutout day. I got one done and I'm in the process of doing the other. I wanted to show you what I did in case you guys are doing this on a camper of your own. So these 2x4 pieces that we put in are exactly fitted to the flange on this door. Basically that little tiny 1/2 inch gap, that's hard to show, this piece here. So that 1/2 inch flange fits on the outside of the door, and you silicone caulk it in so there's no water that gets into the camper. And in order to do the curves on this thing, I simply put this door in from the back side, took a pencil and drew the radius, and we should be good. And I'm cutting it out with my Sawzall. So I'm gonna finish doing that, and then what I'll do is I'll probably come back, because this is a rough cut, not that that's an issue, but I left a little bit more than I needed, and so after it's rough cut, I'll take my sander and sand all of this as smooth as I can get it, so that way the epoxy resin holds on it too, and it keeps everything together. But all you do is start the hole with a drill. You guys should know how to do that, and then put your saw in and you cut out chunks until you're all the way around it. So I'm going to finish cutting this one out. Be right back. Well, hatch is not going nearly as well. These corners, I can't get the pencil in there to do it well enough. I actually screwed this one up a little bit. You see the radius there is kind of chopped out, so this piece actually should have stayed. But it's hard to cut this with such a thick blade. So I think if you're doing this, it might be advantageous to make a pattern and get the pattern on there. I don't even know how to really do it otherwise. I tried even opening it up, like physically opening the thing and cutting it, but even that didn't go quite well. So, or opening the hatch and then drawing the pieces on the inside. But it's so thick, because it's probably a 1/8 inch plus material, that it's not easy to get a good read on it. So, let's see. I mean, if I have to, I can come back and throw a wood filler into those spots and then re-sand it. Not a big deal. But the hope is to not have to do that. So I have a little bit to cut out here on this radius, and hopefully it's right. I want to fit it to check it first. Okay, got the hole cut out. Pretty much on the line. I mean, there's not much pencil mark left, but again, the pencil mark represents what I wanted to cut. So if I'm a little outside that, it's not the biggest deal in the world. And everything came out pretty smooth. I'll have to sand a couple of spots where my screw holes, or my drill went in. That way I could start the cut, but otherwise I think we got it. So, I'm gonna do the same thing with the hatch now. And our hatch holes are here and here. So I'll get this traced out the same way. I might have to open it up and trace the inside portion of these radiuses through here, but that should be pretty easy. So, we'll see you back after I get those cut out. All right, welcome back everybody. So the last 2 holes in the sidewalls are just finished. I got a window here, a hatch there, a window there, and then my 2 doors. So if I hop out of this thing, give me a second because this is a little iffy. Oh, there we go. If I hop out of this thing, I can show you what it looks like from the back. So this is how this is going to be set up. So you've got a window with a screen, 2 hatches, right? 2 hatch points. And then we're also gonna have a door and a door. And so what'll happen here is there'll be a platform bed that sits 10 inches up. So it's about here. It's about the midpoint of the hatch. So you can slide things underneath the bed from this side or that side, and then there'll be a piece in the middle that'll help hold the bed up. And you'll see what that looks like when we actually get to it. But those are all the holes for all the windows and doors and everything else. So that platform will sit, and it'll go from this stud, or just about this stud, all the way across, and it'll hold the bed. And there'll be a 10-inch gap underneath the bed where we can store things. Clothes, shoes, books, boots, whatever the heck we want to store underneath there, we can store underneath there. And the distance from that front corner to the door is approximately 7 feet, which is exactly what a king-size bed is. So we'll throw a king-size bed in here, And then we'll have 7 feet of storage underneath that. And then those big hatches in front are so we can store things vertically in this space in the front corner chunk. So what I'll do is I'll probably take this and run a sheet of plywood in front of it, and then we'll put storage in that front storage chunk. So if we want to put long things, I don't know, chairs or whatever else, we can stack them upright because hopefully they'll fit in there. At least that's the plan as of now. So the last door that we have to figure out is the hatch. And right now, because it's been rainy, it actually just cleared up. It was actually a decent evening to work underneath this thing. But the last thing we've got to figure out is this hatch. And I don't exactly know how I want to do it. I do know that this hatch is going to extend all the way down so it covers most of this 3/4 inch tongue and groove treated. So there is a barrier there. You can see the silicone caulking we threw in there. Actually, it's better than silicone caulking. It's something else that's rated for 50 years. But whatever we're going to do, it's going to sit on the 2x4. It'll be the same 3/8 inch ply. And we'll have to splice 2 pieces together with a seam, just like you would any other thing. And then we got to figure out how to get a hurricane hinge in the top of it. But that's pretty good for a day's worth of work, cutting out all the windows and doors and hatches. That's nice stuff. So the last thing I got to do here is rough sand the openings of these. And then because they're not, I don't know if you can see that, they're pretty flexible because it's 3/8 ply. I'm gonna actually come in here with 2x3 and then run 2x3s on the interior of this so that when I put the windows in rather, they have something to bite into instead of 3/8 inch ply. That'll also help stiffen this up a little bit. So that's the quick episode for this week. Hopefully we'll catch you back here in the next one. If you like what we do here at Sterlingshire Homestead, consider giving us a like and a subscribe. Anyway, I got some pieces of furniture to put away. Till next time, everyone. Oh, and I lied, everybody. Bonus content. We still have to cut the vent. It's this one. There's a vent fan. Anyway. Okay, we're back from wherever I was at. Got a lot of wood putty or wood filler in a lot of spots. I'll show you the top of that a little bit. I was getting the corners on the top, and I framed out these windows today. You can see on the other side, I put those cross beams in, and I actually added another stud here. And the reason I did that is because I need something for the bed to sit on. And so there's going to be a rail that'll run right here that'll hold a bed. So it should work out good. I don't know. That's pretty much all I've got right now. Just a little bit of cleanup work now. Get all this stuff out of here. And since everything else is cut out and sanded and rounded off and alike, you can see that top bit. We sanded it all off and got it nice. Here, I'll show you what I was doing. So I put wood filler in to cracks like these. You see how wide this gap was? Probably a 1/2 inch. And I filled it in so it was extra high. And it worked out great because my plywood didn't quite come to the edge of this. But I needed a rounded edge, so when I put fiberglass on here, the fiberglass rolls off rather than pinching and then breaking, because I want this to be connected. So it worked out great from the sense that putting wood filler in and sanding it off was way easier than sanding wood. You also cut the top hole for the vent. It's about enough for me to stick my head out, and not much more. So that's what it looks like from the inside. All of the holes are cut, minus 2 of them. I have 2 left to do. I've got, 3. I want to put an electrical outlet on the outside of this thing, and it's probably going to be somewhere, I don't know, underneath the window, so that when we want to use something outside, we can plug it in right here or here. It's probably actually better to put it underneath and right by the door. We'll put it in, and then hopefully, because of that, we'll be able to use things out here electrically. So on both sides, We'll get one there, and then we'll get one here somewhere on this wall, and we'll have the inlet for electricity, and that'll probably be on this wall somewhere. The best place to put it would probably be in this back corner, because we're going to want electricity for the other hole that I have to cut. I have one more hole. It's a 12 by 12 vent hole. And the idea is to be able to put an air conditioning unit in this thing. And I'm thinking the best option for that is to probably run a hole right here in the top, a 12 by 12 hole, that I can put a metal grate that is used for HVAC in. That's actually aluminum, because it actually worked out better, and I can use epoxy right over the top of it if I want. But that's the scoop. So that's the last thing I have to cut, is a 12 by 12 vent hole before I fiberglass. Everything else is done prior to fiberglass. The electrical intake, or shore power, people call it, as well as 2 electrical outlets for the outside of the camper are going to be cut after fiberglass is done, because you just use a hole saw and punch through it. So, that's all I got. If you like what we're doing here at Sterlingshire Homestead, give me a like, give me a subscribe. It's not easy putting videos together for everybody on how to build these things. So, one less thing done. Or one less thing to do, rather. We'll see you hopefully in the next one. From Isaac here at Sterlingshire Homestead. Peace out.